It's been 1 year and 2 months since my sister got married. She's only a year and a half older than me, so that kind of makes a person start to wonder. I mean, it's not like I'm eager to get married. I'm really happy eating bagels every day and not needing to cook for anyone, but like, how do people do it? Why does it seem so easy for other people to fall in love? That's what I want to find out.
Welcome, come on in.
Hi.
Hi there, how are you? Good, come on in.
Thanks.
I'll take care of you along the way.
We got married June 7th, 2020.
Family friends put us together. That's how we met. They kind of texted me out of the blue one day saying, hey, I have a girl for you. And I was like, kind of just actually got out of a relationship. So I was like, not really interested at the moment, but turns out it's a pretty good idea. It's pretty good info.
Yeah, so same thing for me. Mutual friends, they said, I have a guy for you. And I said, I'm not interested. I also just got out of a relationship.
We have been married 28 years just this past September. So 28 years in a month. So we met when we were, 16 and 17, and then married when we were 20 and 21. We met at camp.
Which, by the way, we really didn't run in the same crowd and weren't really
Friends.
attracted to each other
We
at
weren't
that
even
point.
friends,
So
yeah,
when
no.
we met the first time, it was nice to meet you. I'll see you later.
Yeah. Moving on, yeah.
We got married on September 14, 1968, so we've just had our 56th wedding anniversary. I attended a little country church not far from Collingwood, Ontario, and Paul's father came to be the pastor of our church.
We dated, and then Gwen went to school in Toronto, and I moved to Brantford, and so we didn't see each other for about 2 years.
We broke up. That's what
She
happened.
broke up with me.
No, he broke up with me.
No.
It was actually months later that I was babysitting their children at their family farm, and he was taking care of the farm animals for the weekend, and we happened to run into each other and just hit it off.
Yeah.
So our very first weekend that I arrived, a huge snowstorm came. It was October, first big snowstorm in Muskoka, and a water main broke at camp.
So the camp director, who would lay claim to our relationship starting, sent us both down to Barrie, which is a normal, hour and a half drive from Muskoka, but the snowstorm was there. So we're stuck in this little pickup truck driving down to Barrie to get the plumbing fixtures that we need to fix the water main.
And I was like,
Champion
oh.
eye roll right there.
Yeah. I have to ride with Nate Weston to Barrie on my first Friday night to camp. So we did. And I think we fought over radio stations pretty much the whole way there. He liked country and I did not. And so we just did that. And then we got there and the storm got worse. And so our boss called us and said, you can't drive back. You have to stay and have dinner. And I was like, oh my word. So he also said, if the meal is over $50, you better come back. Dating, I think. And I was like, fat chance that's gonna happen. But we ate
So you
dinner.
ate cheap.
No, it was like $49.50. And then we started talking at dinner. We had to. We couldn't sit in silence. So then I was like, okay, he's not awful.
We both dated other
People.
people
Yeah.
during that time. My parents had wanted to go to a conference in Toronto, and they said, why don't you meet us in Toronto? We'll take you out for supper. So I thought, well, a free meal, why not?
I just kind of asked her out. I was like, hey, would you like to meet at Tim Hortons and we can just chat? I was told that you're pretty cool, so I'd like to get to know you.
Our first date at Tim Hortons, we stayed until closing, and then they kicked us out, and then we stayed in the parking lot and chatted for another 2 hours. So I'd say we were both equally interested.
Yeah.
And we drove back from Barrie, and it was still a terrible snowstorm. And there was a lot of people in the ditch, probably 5-6 times. He would pull over, crawl under their vehicle, hook it up with chains to the truck we were driving, pull them out of the ditch. And I was like, what is he doing? The first time I was like, this is this, you don't do this, where I'm like, I wouldn't do that. Anyhow, he kept doing it, and people would offer to pay him or offer like thank him so much. He'd be like, no probs, and keep going. And then someone else would be in the ditch, and I was like, okay, well, there's something unusual about this guy that was, yeah, remarkable to me.
For me, that trip was at first very, oh my goodness, I'm stuck with Erin in the car the whole time. But then just learned pretty quick to realize her great character, and she's confident, she knows what she's all about, and not afraid to take charge, which is pretty cool. So I couldn't help but like her a lot.
He came and visited my family when I came home for Christmas, and then we sort of were officially dating at that point where it was like, okay, we're gonna be together.
So at the conference on the way out, I ran into Gwen.
Oh, I don't remember this.
And I thought, that girl looks good. Well, I think we had a brief conversation, and she didn't hit me or walk away. So I thought, well, maybe there's a chance. So I phoned her and asked her if she would like to go for coffee. And she asked me to marry her that day. And,
No, she did not.
okay. I thought she did. And then
we started dating again. We realized that we still cared for each other even after a separation of 2 years.
Yeah.
He hadn't found anybody better, and neither had I.
So this is my wedding dress. We got married June 2020, so it was COVID. I never got to wear my actual wedding dress, so I just ordered this online, but I love it.
I had a little checklist of things that I kind of wanted in a future wife, and she basically checked all of them. I had like one kind of, there was one on the checklist that was like, loves to knit. My mom knits, so I was like, that'd be nice if my future wife knit, and turns out she does. So it's kind of one of those extra little confidence boosters.
For me, I knew because I just thought he was too good for me. My family told me he was too good for me. He was like the nicest person I had ever met, the kindest person. He's so generous, and I was like, this guy can't be real.
Who is pursuing?
Erin was hotly pursuing him, for sure. Yeah.
Almost stalker. No, just kidding. I think we pursued each other. Clearly we liked each other. I think there was a little bit, like we hung out a lot.
It was embarrassing, like in public, how she would just...
No, that's not even true.
Was it like a very like crush, with butterflies and every time you see him? Or was it really just like, oh, we're friends?
Oh, no, I really liked him. Yeah. And I was like, what is wrong with him? Because he's like taking forever. In my mind, it was. It wasn't. It didn't take, we weren't actually, when we started dating at Christmas-ish, we were engaged by April. So that is not long, but to me it was like,
wait,
dude.
You started dating at Christmas and you got engaged in April?
Yes.
That's correct.
And
Like
married
4
the next
months?
September. So that's why it's not long, but I felt...
And I had time to ask her dad for permission in the meantime, and
Fire
all that sort of
ring,
good
yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
But it was also like, when you know, you know.
for sure.
Would you say then that, God does have, someone who is specifically, chosen?
I honestly think you could be happy with more than one person if you chose one over another. But I think probably that I really do believe that there is one that is God's best for you. And hopefully you find that.
I knew she was the one I wanted to marry. We both believed that God chose her for me because he knew I needed her, and I think he knew that she needed me.
For my own self, I would say that I treated relationships as a future prospect for marriage, 100%. So it would be a date with intention, right?
Yeah.
No joking around.
No, it was just it was pretty clear. It was just
great
okay.
walks in the bush and great talks, and it was wonderful.
And a lot of prayer. We
Still
both
is.
really were seeking God's will for our lives. So it was if it's not him, then make it clear, because I don't want to waste anybody's time, and I don't want to end up with the wrong person.
We want to buy a house, this one especially, so that's a huge first step in doing that.
We'd love to have kids one day.
Yeah, kids would be next.
Hopefully we'd like to continue to travel and just do the things together that we enjoy to do.
Yeah.
The things that connected us when we were dating.
It's crazy to think We've been married 28 years. I feel like I'm 28 years old. So it's like,
You look like you're 28.
Oh, you're the best.
You know that's right.
But I do think, man, time flies. And here we are like with adult kids and kids getting married. And
Yeah.
it's bizarre. There's not much I would change. Would you?
I wouldn't change a thing, no way.
Yeah.
I don't know if my opinion on love has necessarily changed. It just seems so impossible. Then again, it's not uncommon. If anything, that's encouraging. It's just a matter of patience.
And I'll take care of you along the way. My love, one day at a time, will leave our troubles behind. And you'll take care of me along the way. My love, one day at a time, will leave our troubles behind. Time will leave our troubles behind.